up, big boy?
Well,
That's,
I did this. Why can't you?
why can't you?
Roland Martin has subscribed. Why haven't you?
What?
Subscribe.
Why can't you? Why can't you?
Why can't you?
Why can't you?
Subscribe.
Why can't you? 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 Well, I did this.
Ministry.
Why can't you?
Mr.
No.
Everyone gets 1 second of the clips that we're going to listen to further on down the road.
Using
I'm gonna need you to be drug tested.
You can save hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
Jesus.
Liberty Bibbity.
Well, I thought. How? Administration.
I don't know why I freaking did that.
How silly.
Mr.
Well, I did this. Why can't you? What?
Okay. I have to switch it over to my account because if I don't, then it'll start playing ads and shit.
Yeah. Only we get to play the ads.
Right. Speaking of ads,
Why can't you?
From Universal Studios Hollywood.
I don't have the blurb, but we'll fucking go. This has been Podcast Production is brought to you by our patrons. Like and subscribe and join us on patreon.com/TheBinPodcast. Like Tons of Mice and Claire Levert and Dig on America and Ollie and Russell and Hayden. I think that's all of them.
that is. Good job.
Yes. I did it.
I'm not eating eggs. I'm not eating eggs. I'm not eating
Not
eggs.
eating egg.
You're getting an
Not
egg.
eating eggs. I'm
Not.
not.
You're getting an egg for that. Hi, everyone. I'm sleepy, and that's why we're late. Hi.
We also had to
Sorry.
figure out a YouTube sound issue.
Hi, Tim.
Hi Mikey. How was your nap?
It was good. Nap is a good word for it. Because currently I am under 195% sleep tariffs from some cute ass little terrorist that lives here. Golly.
While you were sleeping, Mikey,
Nothing happened, right?
no, nothing happened. Just the stock market's down 5% across the board again. It seems that ending the tariffs didn't actually fix the problem of volatility.
No way. He lifted them.
He did. Well, I mean, he didn't lift all of them, but he brought it down to like an average of like 15% or some shit like that.
Hmm.
It seems the market was very happy yesterday that he did do that thing, and then they realized, oh wait, we're still fucked.
This is just like, look at the crater.
Yeah. And all that is despite I saw this morning that inflation was lower in the month of March. So
Because everyone ditched their bonds.
so Trump is literally fucking up his own good stuff. Like, he couldn't just take the win and be like, inflation's lower. He had to do all this tariff shit.
Dude, look at it since tariff day. Holy shit. It's just a hollowing out of the stock market. Like, he's literally just emptying it for no freaking reason.
And a bunch of journalists have brought this up. Who knew about Trump's tariff pause before it happened? Because that's insider trading.
I mean, homie literally tweeted out, or whatever his shit is called, socialed out.
But he said what, like, today's a good day to buy?
Yeah. Bye. I'm totally allowed to say this.
I love Tesla.
Let us say hello to the peoples, because that's why we're here, for the peoples.
Oh yeah, I've been keeping him busy in the chat.
Okay, we got Billy, Vic Striker, Person
Thank you.
impersonator. Diz. Russell. Brenna.
Won't somebody please think of the children? What kind of
Scrolling. Is he still breathing today? You know what? Oh, she's talking about. Okay. I thought she was talking about me. I was like, you know what, Brenna? You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
One day Brenna will seize control.
Oh, and here's one for Kay.
You don't want zero problems, big fella.
The Chance the Rapper reference. SG in the chat. Al Trucker. He's made $2 billion. He said so on the news.
Yeah. It would be funny if this was all a fucking scheme to make him and his friends rich. Right?
If only some little show, and you know what? We're going to start doing this. I'm going to fucking spend some time on this. I'm going to go back for all the fucking I told you so's of us saying this shit. And I'm going to make that, I'm putting that on the soundboard of us calling. Like, I don't know how many, you were with me on screen, Tim. I don't know how many times I said, this is a robbery. They're looting. They're stealing from you. They're taking all of your shit. This is what it looks like.
Once again, how many people knew? Like, how many people did he tell before he even put out that truth or whatever? Like, who knew and when? Because all those people are part of now a criminal conspiracy.
Yeah, you can't defraud the fucking United States again after you fucking lied about the election.
Speaking of criminal conspiracies, I found this little video this morning, and I told my wife about it, and she's a CPA, and she said, "Oh fuck."
Is that this Rachel Maddow piece?
Yes.
Rachel Maddow reports.
As chaotic as this one, it can sometimes be hard to tell on a day-to-day basis when things are going bad in just kind of a run-of-the-mill way versus when things are going bad in a not at all run-of-the-mill, maybe actually consider panicking kind of way. It's hard to tell sometimes on a day-to-day basis. But one of the good indicators that something really big is going wrong is when you get news that people...
We're going to know we're in trouble, Tim, when Rachel Maddow stops coloring her hair. And
Yeah.
she just when she lets the gray pop through, that's when we know it's over, dog.
who have really big jobs in one part of the government, they all leave. They all quit or are fired suddenly, all of a sudden and without warning. And it's because they had been trying to stop something from happening. They weren't able to stop that thing from happening. And so now they have left the agency. They have left the government. That is a pretty reliable sign that something quite big and quite bad is happening. And
or they just were like, I really want to retire early.
Hey guys, do you all want to like leave? Yeah, sure. I'm done. Like,
the bank manager comes in. Hi, this is Trevor. He's our new employee. And then you're the security guard, and the guy's literally dressed in like a striped getup with a big bag with a dollar sign on it. And it's like, I don't know if we should hire that guy. It's like, no. You're gonna like watch him and train him how to be security guard. He's like, cool, thanks, man. So just open the safe. He's like, no, dog, I'm not gonna just open it up. I'm gonna watch in there.
like here's my badge and my flashlight, because I don't know if bank security guards get a gun.
Ooh, my phone was overheating.
Don't do that. I lost the phone due to that recently. It died on me.
I had it sitting on the little charging pad, and then I went to sleep.
Oh.
Whoops.
Whoopsie.
Lesson learned. But what other lessons are there to learn today?
And you only see these things every so often, even in an administration as disastrous as this one. For example, there were the senior prosecutors who resigned after the Justice Department ordered them to drop the corruption case against New York City's mayor. There was the longtime official who resigned from the Treasury Department after people working for the president's top campaign donor demanded access to the most sensitive payment systems in the whole U.S. government.
I don't know why that would be a problem.
There was the top official for vaccine safety in the whole U.S. government who said he would not give Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his new team unrestricted read-write access to a
Bonjour, Jen.
very sensitive central vaccine database. And again, I'm no expert, but I feel like I can measure the size of the splash that's being made by this particular cannonball at the IRS by the news of who is leaving the agency all of a sudden and without warning because of
real quick. Who do you think is leaving the IRS?
Zero. The leaf blower guys are out today. They're cleaning up all the leaf litter.
Those are my leaves. Fuck you.
It's like, don't blow air at this house. I hate it when things blow air at this house.
I'll put this in the chat too. Who do you think is leaving the IRS? Put your votes in the chat.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, and that is time. Billy says Jan. Jan did it. Jan's leaving the IRS. Chris C in the chat. Oh boy.
something going wrong.
Zero, I swear to God.
There.
I will get the vacuum.
This news started to come in last night, just as we were getting off the air, when we got news that the acting head of the IRS was gone. She had resigned over a Trump administration plan for the IRS to give sensitive tax data to immigration authorities.
Now, wait a minute, Tim.
Yeah.
Illegals don't pay taxes.
Ah.
They're just jacking all this money, this free benefits from the fucking taxpayer. So there's no way that the IRS has been taking taxes from these people with Social Security numbers. There's no way.
Would it surprise you to learn that they do pay taxes?
What? What?
Dale, I'm gonna need you to be drug tested.
There's no way.
The Trump administration can use it to target immigrants. This woman had been acting
Because they're paying taxes, fucking racists. We told you.
commissioner for less than 6 weeks. She had been appointed after Trump's previous acting head of the IRS also abruptly resigned in another controversy. That alone is a bad sign. But apparently she was not the only senior person at the IRS who left because of this standoff. The New York Times then reported that the IRS's chief financial officer, the IRS's chief of staff, the IRS's chief risk officer, all have also resigned in recent days. Same with the IRS's chief privacy officer. The top lawyer at the IRS was also reportedly demoted recently as this plan to use tax data to target immigrants was starting to come together. Now, that's a lot of people to have to fire your way through, right? Whatever the reason for all these high-level resignations, whether it's to stop this plan.
No, man, let Elon into the IRS.
So it's basically everyone on top of the IRS. All of the top officials of the IRS have resigned.
And for using tax data to go after immigrants, I don't know. I feel like I need to understand why that is so dangerous and why so many people, including people elevated during the Trump administration, might feel like that was the hill they needed to die on. That was the reason they needed to leave the agency. So I have questions about that. The other thing going on, happy April, happy tax season, is that they appeared to just be also kind of wrecking the IRS wholesale in the same way they've been taking apart the Social Security Administration. And I understand the implications of that for Social Security, right? It means disabled people and old people are not going to get the checks they need that pay their rent and pay for their food and pay for their medicine. And in some cases, that's the only income they have. That's why the dismantling and the wrecking of the Social Security Administration is such a five-alarm moral.
And if you MAGA weirdos are in here, please, whenever you get a chance, start explaining some of this stuff. Explain to me how this is actually good for the American people.
Ooh, yeah, Mikey, don't turn on the sub chat.
Yeah, I'll let it fly.
Let it fly.
We got mods in here. I thought about that yesterday.
Fire for everybody. A five-alarm moral fire for everybody in this country who has a drop of empathy or understanding as to our obligations as citizens.
And fuck the morality of it.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
that's a contract. You know what I mean? Because if the contract is, you pay into it and then you can pull out of it, and then this asshole tells a whole bunch of people, hey, instead of us paying them, I'll just use that for your tax cuts. Like, that is fucking garden variety Trump to fucking renege on a deal so that him and his friends can walk away without getting, you know what I mean? Like, this is just
Yeah.
like all those bankruptcies. They're like, well, we'll just not fulfill our obligation and then just keep it. So that way we'll keep it.
Yeah, and we'll just have it. I
Yeah.
really don't understand what their plan is for keeping all this money. They're not really saying what they're doing with it.
It's to fund the tax cuts.
Oh,
They
of
still,
course.
because Doge didn't
course.
find any money. So they're going with Plan G, Plan Double Z.
We have an update on that later in the episode.
To people who have paid into Social Security and deserve those benefits and deserve not to be messed with. I get it at the Social Security Administration. At the IRS, we are seeing a similar kind of wrecking ball start to level that administration. I mean, the Trump administration is cutting a quarter of the people who work there.
Jesus.
Oh my
That
God.
has implications, among other things, in terms of how much tax revenue is expected to be brought in by the IRS. If tax revenue nationwide drops by 10% because of the way they are wrecking the IRS, what does that do to the country?
$1 trillion.
It's like an internal,
$1
it's like an internal tariff.
Yeah. I mean, listen, all these people being dropped from the IRS doesn't mean that like you and I aren't still going to have to pay taxes.
Right.
They have the people to enforce taxes on us.
It's
They don't
the
have
fancy lawyers to go after the big fish.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to have the people or the money to go after millionaires anymore. I mean, not like they had a whole lot to begin with, but I think this is the end of that. This is the end of tax enforcement for the top 1%.
Yep. Well, yeah.
This happens alongside the Justice Department. Talking about now.
Look at that fucking stooge. You know, looks like
there we go. Doge to shutter DOJ tax division. That's the FBI's tax enforcement division. They go after tax fraudsters.
No, we can't have that.
About effectively closing the whole tax enforcement division at the Justice Department, which is the part of the Justice Department that prosecutes tax crimes. So we're wrecking the IRS. We're doing something so controversial at IRS that it has caused the mass exodus of all of the top executives at the agency, including some of whom came on board or got their current jobs during Trump. And we're going to stop prosecuting tax crimes. I should mention tax day is less than a week away.
Come on, man. Y'all know this is a fucking racket, bro. This is a racket. And they're like, no. This is good for us consumers. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, you got to get off the crazy train now. Now
Yeah.
you have to see that this has all been a fucking grift. You have to see it now.
And like I said, I texted my wife this morning, who is a CPA, who's like elbow deep in tax returns right now, and she said, "Oh fuck."
Yeah. Christy in the chat, how can you target asylum seekers when they don't have a social security number? Or could it possibly be he's looking to deport settled immigrants? Yep, both. Yes to both.
Yes to all.
D, all the above. K in the chat, they're going to try to AIify the IRS and wind up with a massive data leak.
Oh, for sure. And by the way, the reason there's not AI all up in your tax returns already is because they made the tax code too complicated. AI can't calculate all that stuff.
Aha, nuance, bitch.
Way, right? What happens to our country if the Trump administration breaks the IRS? If we don't have an effective and functioning system for collecting taxes or just for enforcing the rules and tax laws, what happens to our country then? What's the end game there? Why would you do?
No, man, that's why they have to make all these cuts so that we can run more efficiently.
Yeah, more efficiently.
This is all
That's
going
how
to make
it's
it
done.
run better.
That's
Why
right.
would we be dismantling everything? This is to make it better.
They're not deceiving you.
Let me just start removing your bones from your body while you're alive. This won't hurt you. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh boy.
I needed those ribs.
Do this? Joining us now is Nina Olson. She's executive director of the Center for Taxpayer Rights. She previously served
Hi,
as the
Nina.
National Taxpayer Advocate of the United States,
Air horn for
which is
Nina.
an independent organization within the IRS. Ms. Olson, thank you very much for being with us tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for having
What time does this show come on? Because they always do come on late, but I always see the clips. Is this like
It's
10
like
o'clock?
9 p.m. Eastern.
Damn.
Yeah.
She up late.
Yeah.
That means Rachel Maddow wakes up at 1 p.m.
Yeah. They got one anchor there on MSNBC. It was like Stephanie Rule. She does the morning show and like the 11 p.m. show. I'm like, how does she sleep ever?
No, she doing the 11 p.m. show, staying in the studio, hitting the morning show, and then calling it a day. Only way.
So I'm no expert
I'm not
in these
going home
matters.
in between
I'm an
shows.
interested observer watching these things just as a layperson reading the news and trying to understand it here.
Poll in the
I
chat.
have to ask if you feel like I'm focusing on the wrong things, if I'm being unduly alarmed by some of the things that I'm seeing in the news that to a tax professional such as yourself maybe should seem more benign.
No, I think this is unprecedented. First, the attack on tax return information, the confidentiality of it. If there's one thing that all IRS employees and executives.
Hold on, bro. I just remembered something. I just got pissed a little bit.
What?
Remember when he didn't want to give up his tax return? And now you're going to break the
Oh,
IRS?
shit.
You're going to break the whole IRS and we ain't never seen your tax return?
Yep.
That's
He
some
wants
hoe
everyone's
shit.
tax return. He wants everyone's tax return.
That's some shit.
And he wouldn't give up his because he said he was under audit,
Which was a lie.
which was a lie. You can do whatever you want. Audits don't matter. Your tax return's already filed.
You hear me? If it's already filed, then what's the problem? Because you was over there flipping the value of your fucking shit. And you didn't want to put the number out there because you were... This is exactly what Letitia James got him for. Because he would say his place is worth $1.
Yeah.
And then when he wanted to get a loan, he said it's worth $1 million billion. And your fucking paperwork was inaccurate.
And that's why his accountants fired him.
Yeah. Fucking tax cheat. That's the number one fucking thing. I've been on his ass since day one about where's your tax return. I want to see how much money this guy's actually worth. And he fucking hit it. He would never want anybody to know how much money he was actually worth. He's like, billions. Bullshit. Bullshit.
No, it's to keep that information confidential. Taxpayers file their returns with the expectation that the IRS is going to abide by the law, which says tax return information is confidential unless Congress has carved out an exception. And that's drilled into you from day.
What is this Congress of which she speaks?
I ain't never heard of that.
I
don't know what that is.
I know we used to have a Congress, but I ain't heard from him in quite some time.
One.
I don't know.
So that's the
what they're
first
doing.
thing, that we're talking fast and loose about, sharing information with all sorts of agencies and creating some kind of big database in the sky that federal agencies can tap into. That will lead to taxpayers not being willing to share as much information as they are now because they're afraid that it might get into other agencies and have consequences.
Does her glasses have a beam all the way across them bitches?
It looks like it does, yeah.
That has got to be the most irritating shit ever.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
Oh my goodness. This is terrible. The more I look at it, the sadder I get.
Consequences. And then you see the reaction of
Like, why is it going through the glass part?
Maybe for her it's not, but it's because her head is tilted down. It's sort of like it looks tilted, but like maybe for her it's just straight.
Because it looks like the arm just goes all the way across both eyes, and then the glasses like sit in front of it.
Yeah.
And then they got tack welded in front of it, which is beyond bizarre.
Yeah, it's weird. I couldn't do it. I'd be so distracted the whole time.
I'm doing this shit. Like Elon when he was at the inauguration looking at butterflies that only he could see. He's like, oh, admin.
the senior leadership of the IRS. First, the duly nominated and appointed commissioner steps down, even though he had a 5-year term. And then you have the acting commissioner step down. And now you have a second acting commissioner step down because of the desire for the tax return information to be shared with ICE, Department of Homeland Security.
They don't pay taxes, so why would you need that?
Yeah, why would you need that? Also, 3 commissioners resigned over like the Trump administration so far. That's a lot in 80 days.
I think it's the data. I think it's people saying, I'm not giving you everybody's data.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Because the fucking crypto incel Doge team, they cannot be trusted with everyone's fucking data. Homie was already leaking fucking programs in a job that made programs. And you leaking the fucking the only thing we make. Why the fuck would we give him everyone's name, social security number, address, bank account?
Yeah, all of your information. They have all of your information.
Not your data, dumbass.
We don't need that. This stream brought to you by Incogni.
Security and ICE. And it's not just the chief risk officer who stepped down or the chief privacy officer, but the head lawyer in the IRS who opines on and interprets the section of the Internal Revenue Code that deals with confidentiality.
Russell called it the up there. Well, I got there.
She has also stepped down. So the legal expert on this provision that is under attack has stepped down.
On this point of confidentiality and, I mean, the seriousness with which this has been greeted by senior IRS personnel. I mean, when Nixon tried to weaponize the IRS commissioner at the time refused. Even Nixon didn't try to, Saturday night massacre the IRS and go through person after person and after person to get his way. Even he was rebuffed here. With all of these people resigning, with the confidentiality concerns that you describe, I feel like, again, just as a layperson looking at this, the immediate next place I go here is to the law. Because as far as I know, the confidentiality of tax information isn't just a nice thing that we like because it encourages people to pay their taxes because they believe they can trust the government to keep all their data safe. I mean, violating the confidentiality of tax information is illegal, isn't it?
It's a criminal. It's a criminal.
Come on, Pam Bondi.
You just heard it. It's a criminal offense.
Pam Bondi finna get their ass. Just you wait. And then Cash Patel, he's going to investigate it. And he's going to find out all the people who've been doing it. Just you wait. They're going to protect the citizens because that's why they're there.
That's who they're there to serve, the citizens.
Yep. They're going to totally protect us.
Violation. And, you referenced, Nixon. A lot of people focus on the enemies list, but the other thing that happened that led to the current statute was that the Agriculture Department in the 70s asked for the tax returns of every single farmer in America. And that led to 2 or 3 congressional hearings, a huge outcry, like, why do you want this information?
Yeah.
And that's what led to Congress enacting Section 6103, clawing the ownership, if you will, the decision-making about how to keep, who gets tax return information. They put it squarely in Congress's hands and said, it's confidential unless we pass an exception to this, rather than the president being able to decide. Up to 1976, the president got to decide.
Oh, now he gets to decide
Nina
again.
Olson, Executive Director of the Center for Taxpayer Rights.
Again, who needs Congress?
What else we got? Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one.
Representative, are you aware that the tariffs have been paused?
I am, yes.
When were you made aware of that?
Well, I understood.
Yeah.
Oh man, this congressman, this senator rips this dude a fucking part.
I think he needs to be unboxed.
Oh yeah.
The decision was made a few minutes ago. It's
Sitting here
under discussion.
Sitting here under discussion. So did you know that this was under discussion, and why did you not include that as part of your opening remarks?
So typically what I don't do is divulge the contents of my discussions with
What are
the
the
President
details of the pause?
Well, my understanding is that because...
How would you know that if you're sitting right here?
Yeah, how would you... He doesn't fucking know. Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
So many countries have decided not to retaliate. We're going to have about 90 days.
No, excuse me? China increased their tariffs on the United States. Trump blinked.
What's the blink, sir?
What do you know about...
Why are you talking like that? What's the blink, sir?
What's the blink, sir?
Is that how you order food, motherfucker?
about this pause? What are the details of it?
Well, the details, as I understand it, is that China continues to retaliate. Other countries didn't retaliate. The president 2 or 3 days ago said we wanted to negotiate with those countries that asked for meetings. That's what we're doing.
What are the
We've had
details?
discussions.
How long is the pause? How many days? How many weeks?
I understand it's 90 days. I haven't spoken to the president since I've been
So
in
the
this
trade
hearing.
representative hasn't spoken to the president of the United States about a global reordering of trade.
Yes, I have. I've
And
just
yet
been in the
he's-
hearing with you, sir.
But yet he announced it on a tweet. WTF? Who's in charge?
The president of the United States is in charge.
And what do you know about those details?
Well, as I mentioned,
It looks like your boss just pulled the rug out from under you and paused the tariffs. The
Oh, wait.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, delicious.
taxes on the American people. There's no strategy. You just found out 3 seconds ago, sitting here, we saw you.
we've been discussing a
If
variety
you
of these
came
actions.
here knowing that you were going to be turned off, that these tariffs were going to be turned off, why didn't you include that in your opening statement? Why didn't you reference that as part of your testimony?
Well, I don't disclose my conversations with the president, sir.
These were specific questions we asked you all along. What's the strategy? These are real consequences for the American people and small businesses.
Can't they bring him up on some sort of charges? Didn't he just perjure himself? You know, if you pretend like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen, and then the 90 days shit comes in, and then he says, yeah, I knew all about that. Then motherfucker, you just perjured yourself.
I think, and this is just from my remembering here, but if he says I don't disclose, like he's using executive privilege here, saying that he can't disclose the discussions with the president, but Congress can try and hold him in contempt, but Congress doesn't have a whole lot of power when it comes to. Then he gets referred to the Justice Department, and then Pam Bondi's not gonna fucking
Make her do something. Let's get you know what I'm saying? Like, force her to use her power to do corrupt shit, so that there is a laundry list of all of the deeds.
Yeah.
Because if we don't challenge the authority, then it's just implicit.
Yeah. So then, yes, he probably did like perjure himself.
Small businesses in my office earlier today talking about the impacts of these tariffs on aluminum and steel. This is amateur hour, and it needs to stop. What does this even mean for your negotiating strategy? How are you in charge of negotiation if the president is tweeting about this from wherever the hell he is?
The president was elected, and he runs the trade policy, and I advise him and execute his
Who
trade
executes
policy.
the trade policy?
I execute the trade
Did you
policy
know
with the president.
that this was happening?
We have been discussing all kinds of
And there's another
options.
member of the cabinet, Bessent, who just canceled coming to the Hill to avoid talking about the market.
Damn, he was the last one without a chair when the music stopped, huh?
Damn. They hung him out to dry.
Him and Bessa were supposed to roll up there and carpool.
He
but,
probably got it. He probably got a text from Bessa saying, "Yo, bro, you're it."
He was like, "Yo, Bessa, you coming? Hey, man, I just left the house." Like, that's you got the bullshit. You got that bullshit. Yo, I'm about ready to walk out the door right now.
He's probably like, "That was today." Ah, shit, bro. I totally
forgot to set my clock back. Oh shit.
Because it's in turmoil. This in just days, because there was no strategy, there was no plan. The president chose to take action.
Russell in chat says, "How can amateur hours stop if total amateurs are running things?" Like, they're just so out of their depth. Like, from Hegseth to Tulsi to RFK to Trump to Elon, like, they don't understand. Like, that none of them understand how the government actually works. They just know about what they hate about one specific part.
Yeah.
And like, now they're like, and now we're gonna fix it, but they have no idea how to do any of that shit.
Oh, you're right, Mikey. It's some sort of like weird de facto like compartmentalization.
Yeah.
Like no one knows the whole plan except for maybe Trump. I can't say.
He cannot remember things, okay? He's not, I mean,
I love Tesla.
that guy has the plan. No. If he had like this is the problem with having like a DeSantis or somebody like that. Like DeSantis, if he wanted to do shit like this, it would have went over so smooth and nobody would have caught him.
Right.
Because he's a skilled politician. This numbnuts has no idea what he's doing. He is very confused on a daily basis about why certain things are just not going his way. Like he's genuinely shocked when it doesn't like turn into this entire ordeal every time.
To answer Chrissy in the chat, the price of eggs never really went down that much.
No.
I think the price of eggs went from $9 to $8 for me. So no.
Nope. They're the same for us.
Actions that he didn't even have the authority to take. He's put our economy in disarray and near collapse. We have small businesses and Americans who are concerned about their well-being, people's retirement, people's 529.
Oh man, he wanted to motherfuck that guy.
Went down because of this administration. We have people that are planning to send their kids to college this fall. People who are retiring whose benefits have declined. Is this market manipulation?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it is. Do I have any clips that just say yes? Wait, hold on. Let me. Oh, wait. Got it.
But them's the breaks.
No.
Why not? If it was a plan, if it was always the plan, how is this not market manipulation?
It's not market manipulation, sir.
Well, then what is it? Because it sure is not a strategy.
We're trying to reset the global trade system.
That's
offshored all of our factories.
And what has that done? How have you achieved any of that? But to enact enormous harm on the.
If he only knew how ridiculous that statement was.
If you only knew how ridiculous that statement is, you wouldn't have said it.
That's low key a Ben Shapiro clip. Like, if you know the clip, it's also a dig at Ben Shapiro. That's funny.
American people, which was our concern from the very beginning.
Right.
Tariffs are a tool. It can be used in the appropriate way to protect U.S. jobs and small businesses. But that's not what this does. So
he's so mad.
If it's not market manipulation, what is it? Who's benefiting? What billionaire just got richer? And all the while, there are not even any Republicans left in this hearing. They all left because they don't even want to defend this. But meanwhile, the speaker is rushing to the floor to pass a budget reconciliation to screw America by passing the biggest tax cut in history on the backs of the American people.
Look at how the Republicans are just gone. They're
Holy
just
shit.
gone.
Let's see. So usually they divide these mostly in half. So like the left side is whoever's the majority and the right side is whoever the minority. And the chairman has to be there to run the meeting. So probably the only Republican there is the chair.
That's crazy. MAGA voters, I told y'all, look at them.
They're
missing
gone.
in action. Remember, they're like, oh, these people need to get off their butts and take their laptops all the way into town and get inside this office building that can't accommodate this many people and stop being lazy. They need to report to work like everybody else. Where are these motherfuckers?
Yeah. And I know after people take their turn speaking, they get up and they do whatever and then they come back. But like, there's like 2 Republicans there and a bunch of staffers, and that's it. Everyone else is a fucking Democrat.
I mean, Trump gets to fly to fucking Mar-a-Lago every weekend, so I guess they're just okay as long as as long as it's their side that's being lazy shits. It's fine.
And once again, we're going to talk about the Republican budget resolution in another video because it's hilarious.
Oh boy.
WTF?
Oh, hold.
Who's in charge?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Hold on. That's gonna be good.
The biggest tax cut in history on the backs of the American people? WTF
Fuck, I missed it.
of the American people? WTF
I can't see him. He's so zoomed in.
on the backs of the American people? WTF? Who's in charge?
Got it.
Because it sure doesn't look like it's the trade representative. You just got the rug pulled out from under you. I wish I could feel some empathy, but the empathy I have is for the American people,
And like you got the
whose
stream
very
back on the screen.
well-being and livelihoods are being
My bad.
affected. This is not a game. This is real life. I yield back.
Man, he wanted to say motherfucker so many times.
We'll say it for him. We'll say it for him.
We'll say it while we still can.
Yeah. What a crazy time to fucking pick podcasting, huh?
what a crazy time for us to want to get monetized.
God damn it.
God. So
Can't have
yeah,
nothing.
that trade dude, he's all by himself. No Republicans are there to defend him. Fucking the Treasury Secretary bounced on him.
You say, yeah, I'll meet you up there, dog.
Don't worry, I'll be there. Don't worry.
WTF? Who's in charge?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh
I
my
like it.
god.
I like
Oh
it.
my god. He really wanted to say fuck a lot. You could tell that he was like holding it back.
Yeah. He wanted to. He should have.
He should have. Fuck decorum.
Dude, who cares about decorum at this point?
Right?
There's not even any Republicans there to fucking complain about it. They could have went buck wild on him.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have if most of the Republicans just left because either they were done answering questions or they just didn't want to be there because this guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
He's just there to be a fucking yes man. He's a stooge.
I would have sliced him up.
I would have motherfucked him all the time. All right, Mikey. This next video, I will say, I don't know if you want to play it because it is Fox News and it is some shit about Jasmine Crockett. So it's outrageous is what I'll say. And it only caught my eye because I watched like a minute of it and I was like, this makes me angry. I don't know how angry it'll make Mikey. But
yo, look at this bot, bro. Look at this bot. Yo, Fox News has the best fucking bots on the planet. Yo, look at this. Look at this. I'm a 58-year-old white woman and my grandmother, also a white woman, had to pick cotton every day before she went to school. Let's not act like only black people ever pick cotton. Look at the fucking, this is like one of the most highly liked things.
Oh my God.
Bro, look at all the weird ass Cindy Huey -R9G. Like that's her name.
Is this like the bots in Halo where you can tell?
Manny Garza J/J7G. You know, just a normal name people pick for themselves. Jim Hardy P3I.
Oh my God, those are all bots. No, so it's anyone with a dash and then like three weird things after it, right?
Yeah.
Look at these fucking. How many actual people you think are commenting on this?
There's probably a decent amount. Look, and didn't the other person just say the other? See, and they be repeating shit.
Well, it's bots replying to bots.
Yeah.
That's what's going on there. We call that dead internet.
Yep.
Just fucking bots talking to each other online with no people present. Like that's fucked up, man. That's why AI is wrong.
Let me listen to their racism. Oh my God, this look.
By the way, this is Fox's version of a late night talk show, and they found Greg Gutfeld, to do it because he's the funniest guy on Fox.
Look at his little stupid face. He's such a, he looks like a Jeff Dunham puppet.
He does. He does not know what jokes are.
No.
He does not know the concept of setup and punchline. He only has like weird conservative bashing humor. That's all he's got. He doesn't know actual jokes.
She's so rotten, she wants migrants picking cotton. We present to you Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who made this shocking argument why America needs immigrants. Roll it, Alfred.
So I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands.
Sounds like she's crushing it to me.
Yeah, it sounds like
I'm hearing some good crowd work is what I'm hearing.
it sounds like she's telling a bunch of white people that they're not going out to farm, and she is correct.
You're not. You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
Tyrus, I go to you for no particular reason. Is she?
No way he went to a black guy, actually.
Okay.
No way.
There is a lot to unpack about who Tyrus is, and I know who he is because he was a professional wrestler.
Oh.
Tyrus, the big black guy over there, his wrestling gimmick in WWE was he was a dancing dinosaur. And he was he was let go, and he had some really weird views on stuff.
Oh boy.
And no wrestling promotions will hire him anymore.
Damn, homie went from the top rope to from the left couch. Damn.
His name was, I believe, Brodus Clay, the dancing dinosaur.
Did he wear like the T-Rex suit?
I'll find a picture.
Okay.
Making any point there?
The fact that he literally said, "All right, Blackie, you get her." Like, what is this? This is such a weird. This is a weird little microcosm, isn't it? Like, this is strange. It's strange to me that this is happening, and it's strange to me that people watch this.
Yeah, no, well, it's Fox News, so.
Like this makes me wish my mom made different father choices.
Bro is so self-hating. Look at this. Oh my God. They're never going to accept you. You're never going to be real people to them. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing.
Because we all get sucked into this. Like, this is... If you're going to talk about black history, at least know it. This is... At least know it, okay? But it goes back to... I'm not... That was... 45 seconds of some of the... Like, Kamala, you good right now. That was some of the dumbest I ever heard in my life. Here's the thing. This goes back to what we talked about earlier. They never have a solution. Just listen to your dumbass talk. You want to talk about agriculture? Why don't you fix the lottery? Why don't you make it easier for people who want to come?
I'm very much noticing that he has a comedy tour. Is
Yeah,
he a
dude.
comedian now?
He's funny. He's so funny.
God.
You
Fuck
see
me,
how he
man.
clapped like 46
Fuck me.
times? See how he claps his hands like symbols in front of their face? And then, like, you know, deliberately makes his fucking profile as simian as possible so that, you know, he can get this job and he can get this comedy tour.
God.
But hey, he's going to teach us about Black history.
Sure.
After he said, "I wish my mother made different," you know.
Coming to this country to work in agriculture and equitation and factories.
Equitation?
Equitation? Hold on. Is that a word?
What the hell? What the hell's this dang equitation?
Get rid of the lottery. Open it up. Talk to the president. Like, hey, we got a plan. We want to make it easier for people who can vet and come in and work in this country. Come up with an idea besides any.
That is the current idea, and then your guy threw it away.
Equitation refers to the art and act of riding horses and other equine animals, specifically in a competitive or formal setting.
You talking about them there equines? Not the bovines, the equines.
I want to pick cotton. We're like, we're in suits in the middle of the Midwest. Why would we pick cotton? It's like the extreme stupidness of what she speaks. I'm so angry right now. And this is the one time where the white people can just call us every name in the damn book because it's.
What? I'm sorry, mister. I hate the parts of me that are black. You do not also speak for black people to, like, unleash the racist floodgates, sir. I mean, who put you in charge? Actually,
I'm gonna need you to be drug tested.
Fill the cup up to the line, sir, and put it in the swivel drawer.
This is the type of that when you hear people speak like this, you're like, that's black leadership?
Yeah.
See?
You're not even black, according to you. You're just trapped in a black man's body. You're trans white.
He's trans.
He identifies as white.
Kilmeade, she's.
Look at his notes.
Yeah, he needs those notes because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
And they're like, there's like 7 things written on the entire page. You don't know how to type? Okay.
Getting to be the face of that party.
I know, thanks to your show.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know what's more popular, this or The View on Gutfeld. But a couple of things. Did you see
They actually, like, there's an audience?
Yeah, they have a live studio audience.
Oh my God, this is funny. This is their Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, he's like,
oh my
Gutfeld
God.
is like their Stephen Colbert, man. Like,
that's funny.
But also, this is one of the highest rated late night shows of all the late night shows.
That's so funny. This is why these little motherfuckers are all racist, and then they keep it under their hat when they have to interact with real people.
Yeah.
That little state propaganda over here. That's so funny. Because none of these people see black people on a daily basis. That I can promise you.
No. Does this guy look like his face is like caving in on itself?
It's like being absorbed. It's
He
the
looks
bronzer.
He looks like that meme with like big head, tiny face.
Like the fucking Charlie Kirk one.
Yeah.
At first, I thought she was doing it for comedic purposes, but you watch back.
Yeah, it's like optical illusioning away from his chin. He's got so much foundation on.
I like how most of their guests are hosts from their other shows because they can't actually
get guests.
Nobody had a response. They didn't know what the hell she was talking about. And she's like, oh, really? Farming? Yes, it's called eating, farming. America's got the best farmers in the world.
Farming and eating are the same thing, Tim.
Yeah, farming and they're exactly the same thing.
What the fuck?
There's glory in doing it. People do it, and the people don't do it by hand anymore. This isn't 1820. So I was just stunned by what she's saying. But
yeah, people use machines to pick strawberries.
Yeah,
they
he's
don't.
so wrong. Yeah, you're right. Most fruits and vegetables are still picked by hand because they're too delicate for a machine to get them.
Do you want everyone to just eat paste of said fruit because the machine will just turn it all into paste?
I know that either last week or the week before we covered that the state of Florida was loosening their child labor laws so that they could have kids farm because they don't have enough immigrants.
But no, it'll be done by machines, and then we'll fix the machines. You see, we'll have robots. You see,
the state of Washington put together a program where they would pay Americans extra money to go out there and farm the fields, and you'd apply like it's a job, and they would subsidize it for the farmers, and like 5 people signed up, man. Like, she's not saying the wrong thing. Americans, and unless you're already a farmer.
You're not
Americans
built
don't
for
like
it.
to farm. Yeah.
It sucks. It's hard.
But the weird thing is, she probably left that room thinking she knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that anyone can stop her from being the face of the party except Bernie.
Dude, Gutfeld is like, what a like, I had no idea this existed.
You didn't know that Gutfeld? Oh my God.
No, I just would see him on panels every once in a while. I don't really dip into the fucking culture over here. This is like, he thinks he is crushing it on his hilarious show. Oh my, these people are, this is why they're all crazy.
Fucking tons of mice in the chat.
Kids have tiny hands to gently pick the tomatoes and strawberries. Horn for tons of mice. Artie. God, this is crazy. I had no idea that this ecosystem even existed.
Yeah, it's a whole fucking thing, man.
Lord, it's like when you go into a cave and you find a new species of salamander with no eyes.
Bernie Sanders, who's 111 years old, talking about oligarchs.
Because we don't have those. You're right.
Yeah,
that's
no,
so funny.
No oligarchs here. Just
And whose daughter is out here with her entire legs out for these little nasty racists?
It's kind of funny the way
Is that Boebert?
the way she considers illegal immigrants just to be. I mean, it's a few iterations from slavery.
Yeah, it's they've.
Who the fuck is this guy? That's gonna be my bit from now on.
Yo, what is this? Who is
the
this
fuck
kid?
is that?
This is so funny. It's like watching like a UK version of an American show and you didn't know. It's like, wait, these are all the wrong people.
Literally, liberals have become, for the most, as obsessed with race as the left is.
Comedian?
Oh my God,
man,
dude, look at how much he totally wears this jacket, and he didn't just go grab it off of the rack back there. Oh my God, these people.
They seem to not know what racism is because they do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the most racist thing I've ever heard. She's going, well, no, Mexicans are going to pick the cotton because we ain't doing it. You're like,
what? I like how he did snaps, but he's like, that was so racist of her. Proceeds to do racist stereotype. Like, this is unreal.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
And before y'all say shit about me, y'all little racist grandpa is definitely at home watching this shit every night, so fuck you.
Loving the
shit. And it's just they constantly do these things. Oh, black people don't have IDs. Or the people don't have IDs, or they don't know where to vote, and that's why the black vote is down. It's like
because you close the polling places and you implement brand new ID laws, and then you change the way that you can get an ID, which makes it even harder for people to get their ID. So yeah, we don't have federal IDs. If we had a federal ID that everybody could have for free and you could use it for voting purposes, I don't think there would be a problem. But you guys won't fund anything like that.
Or if we just could vote. If we're automatic voter registration, as soon as you turn 18, you're registered to vote. Bam. Then we wouldn't have to worry about any of this bullshit.
It's like they just constantly make racist remarks that are setting their own people back super, far. And I don't.
Bro polished his jacket before he came on the show today.
Bro, Mikey, you hear that? He said that he said that you are the reason. You're the racist against your own people.
Oh.
Because you think that black people are too dumb to get IDs to vote.
Well, I mean, they're not too dumb. It's just, some people don't need a driver's license because they live in metropolitan areas and they haven't driven ever because everything is within a bus or a train. So why would I need a driver's license?
Well, I think it's your fault.
Oh.
Know how they don't get that. How do they not see that what they're doing? Wokeism is racism.
Mm-hmm.
And
and they clapped.
Look at the fucking seals in the audience. Oh yeah, wokeism is racism. Yeah.
Fucking Tuscan Raiders.
It's terrible. It's very confusing.
Emily, try to defend her.
You're a lawyer.
Who the fuck is that?
No, you don't have to.
Oh my God, Emily.
All right.
you not blonde, Emily. That's why you on the nighttime show.
Before the little thing in the bottom tells us what she is she a Fox News host or a comedian?
They said she's a lawyer, so she's probably a Fox News host.
Thank you. Yes, the left, no one is more racist than the Democrat Party, and it goes back to our early...
Yeah! Fuck yeah.
WTF?
I just want to use
Who's
it.
in charge?
Your conversation about the hypocrisy, about how they're the party that totally lacks compassion and empathy, even though they pride themselves on it. Because, again, you had President Biden that said if you don't vote for him, you ain't black.
Right. Yeah, Brenda, she's got to have the little cross, to signal her purity.
Right, Jaya Paul from Washington State equating all illegal immigrants to picking fruits and vegetables in Central California and the like. And so, A, they are so racist, and B, people like my dad who do run a small farm and we do pick our grapes by hand, and that's what hard work is, and that's a thriving industry, and we use help regardless of what country you're born in. But the whole point is,
do you pay them?
Yeah.
How do you pay them? Are you
pay
using
them like a real wage?
Are you using undocumented people to pick those grapes? I think there should be an investigation into your dad's little farm. I think we should send ICE out there.
Yeah. See what we can round up.
See, and I think we should honestly start prosecuting the people who are hiring these undocumented. Oh, what's that? They have a social security number.
Artemis says, my dad owns a vineyard. I mean farm.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I forgot I was supposed to be low class here. My bad.
Oh, yeah. They pick grapes. That does make a whole lot of sense. Like, what do you do with grapes? Do you turn them into juice or you turn them into wine?
We're jelly farmers.
Jelly farmers.
Industry, if it is at all based on illegal immigration, that's what we're trying to stop. The whole point is that the fair wages.
Yeah, that's why you just have all Americans picking your grapes, huh?
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter what country you're from.
Yeah. Literally confesses to fucking using migrant labor, but then is also like, you know what? It's not racist to hate blacks.
And prioritizing American labor and jobs. Yes, absolutely. We will pay you fair share. Their sentiments is what has created such a lopsided, inequitable system. But according to them, it's...
And I'm sick of the liberal fucking farmers.
Yeah.
Liberal farmers coming in here, buying up all the land, and then bringing in these undocumented... It's all these liberals.
The liberal farmers all live in like fucking Vermont or something. They all grow hemp. Like that's...
Yeah. Grow sunflowers and shit.
It's just 1600s and it's all a free-for-all. But I just find it so uneducated because it's views.
Ooh, the real question. What is her tramp stamp? Grapes? Her dad? Gutfeld?
It's got, no, Roger Ailes.
I bet it's Tweety Bird.
Like that were cooked up in those echo chambers that lack any facts whatsoever. Those are the people that are shocked when there's black farmers too. That's the whole point, right? The kaleidoscope of America.
How come there's not more black farmers?
I wonder why.
It isn't because you racist motherfuckers try to murder them and have been doing so for 100 fucking years, where you threaten to kill them because they're growing things.
Or when they were giving out farmland, you said, white people first.
Yes.
They fail to see.
They also canceled Kelly Osbourne.
Damn it, Ton says, Mikey, birds aren't real. You're right. Artemis has a martini glass. Yes.
Canceled Kelly Osbourne for making that exact same point on The View. When Kelly Osbourne goes, Mr. Trump, who's going to clean your toilets if all the Mexicans go home? And now Kelly Osbourne doesn't have a job and was shamed by the left for just making a point that rich people need, people that...
How much work has this guy had? Look at his fucking eyebrows.
He was about to say rich people need immigrants to work for them because they're cheap, and then he corrected himself.
His plastic surgery is distracting me.
Clean your toilets if all the Mexicans go.
Like, Tim, you're a comedian. You laugh a lot by the time you get this age. You get a couple of crow's feet.
Yeah, you
smooth as a baby's ass.
Yeah.
Not a single crow's foot to be seen. Caw-caw.
I just looked up this guy to see how old is he. He's 3 years older than I am.
Not a single crow's foot.
Yeah, he's definitely had some work done.
Go home, and now Kelly Osbourne doesn't.
Oh, it's Botox. Look, it won't even go down. He can't get it to relax.
Have a job and was shamed by the left for just making a point that rich people need.
Look, the vein is making the crow's feet, but the fucking skin will not go. Filler. Botox all the way. Yeah, dude. This is Botox. You can't sit up here and tell me, and this is what's wrong with the elite Democrats with a face full of Botox. Like, shut up.
So this
gender affirming care. Again, these people, these men and their gender affirming care is getting ridiculous.
So this dude has a weird connection to wrestling too. He runs a professional wrestling podcast. Maybe him and Tyrus over there are buddies, and that's why they're on the show. Maybe they're doing a comedy tour together.
That would be such a good show. And we should totally go see it. We should go see it and heckle them.
I would. I definitely would.
We do need to we need to have our viral pop moment. Like where we make the news for like probably a okay, mostly bad reason, but the juice is worth the squeeze. Like getting thrown out of one of his comedy shows by saying, nice Botox, I think would be totally worth the $40-$50 or whatever for the ticket.
Your jacket sucks.
He put Botox on the jacket. The jacket ain't even got no wrinkles.
Where'd you get that shit, Walmart?
You know, people that aren't as rich to clean the
Can't
toilets.
afford that no
They
more.
called her racist. But then this lady is now doing it, what, 6-7 years later?
Well, to be fair,
I think it was Sharon.
Sharon Osbourne spoke in complete sentences.
No, it was It was her daughter.
Yeah,
Kelly
she spoke.
Osbourne.
Yeah, it was like on the
It
View.
was
or
Kelly
something.
Osbourne.
She spoke in a complete sentence that we were all like, "Oh, damn,
Yeah.
Crockett, we have no clue what she's saying."
Yeah, 100%.
That's true.
Right.
Terrible.
All right, we must move on. Brian, you are an idiot.
You called Brian Kilmeade an idiot. All right, sure. Gutfeld is something that we should probably explore in the future.
What the hell is that? Y'all knew about this show and y'all didn't tell us? That's fucked up. Y'all not looking out. That's fucked up. Y'all should tell us about dumb shit like this.
Yeah, it's its own universe.
Holy shit.
Call it the Fox Cinematic Universe.
The FCU.
The FCU.
Oh boy, what's this? Oh, right, here's the announcement.
thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, you know? They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid. Somebody had to do what we did, and I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate. And that's what I did with China, because they did retaliate.
Wait, what?
Well, he's not making sense there, but...
Yo, y'all need to take him out the direct sunlight. You know his brain don't work.
Yippy, a little bit afraid. Somebody had to do what we did, and I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate. And that's what I did with China, because they did retaliate. A deal's going to be made with China. A deal's going to be made with every one of them.
China ain't making no
And
deals.
they'll be
China has plenty of cash to sit on, and they've got all of those, you know, bonds that they bought from us.
China said, fuck you and your tariffs.
Yeah.
fair deals. I just want fair. They will be fair deals for everybody. But
I still don't understand how no one has explained that a trade deficit is not what he thinks it is. Like, how can no one get that through to him? That he is so fundamentally fucking stupid about something that is so painfully obvious. Just because we buy more of their shit than they buy of our shit doesn't mean that we're being taken advantage of. We get all of the shit that the money was used for. We're getting all of the stuff because we wanted the stuff.
We want them to give us stuff for a cheap price. And I'm just looking on the CNBC now. The Trump's tariffs are up to 145% on China. 140. So we're going to pay 145% of the actual price of the product.
Yeah.
Just so Trump can be like, we need a fair deal with China.
How is that punishing China by you raising our prices on our shit?
He does not understand fundamentally what tariffs do. He just thinks that it's a fun idea.
He thinks it's a tax on China. That's what he's still stupidly like, and this is the emperor has no clothes times 1 million. He doesn't understand what tariff means, and no one will tell him, sir, you're wrong. That is a problem. Like, I think honestly, it's that simple. It's that he's wrong about something so fundamental, and no one around him is willing to tell him the truth. They're all just going to kiss his ass and say, great idea, sir.
Right, exactly.
To the fact that the reciprocal tariffs are here, and he's collapsing the market because no one will say, dude, no, that's not how it works. You're wrong. Because he, like, all this McKinley shit, and people like, oh, he wants to bring us back to this other time. And I was like, I think he still just doesn't know what the fuck it means, and he won't, and no one will tell him he's wrong about it.
Right.
Like, they're too, like, not too polite, but they're like too afraid of him to tell him he's fucking wrong.
Well, yeah, because if someone tells him that he's wrong, they'll just get fired.
Right. Then get fired.
Yeah. I mean, that's what everyone at the top of the IRS just did. They were like, we're not going to do this. It's illegal. And I'm sure that the Trump administration said, well, you're going to do it or else. And they're like, all right, bye.
Russell says, no, it'll be over 200% by the end of tomorrow. Like, yeah, dude, it's just going to get 1 trillion%.
And I know that Bassett is the guy all the way on his right here, but who are the other fucking bowling pins with suits that like are standing around him? Maybe hopefully one of them is Secret Service, but like, who are these dudes?
Why do you need Secret Service in the White House?
Why do you need Secret Service in the White House?
You know what I mean? Like you should have a perimeter set up and then he can just like roam the grounds.
Brenna says mob guys.
Yeah, you got some nice terrace over there. Be a real shame if something happened to it.
They weren't fair to the United States. They were sucking us dry.
I tune you up with a tire iron.
And
I don't ever
can't
want
do
to
that.
hear.
Yeah, I saw.
I don't ever want to hear say Trump sucking us dry again. I just gross.
They will be fair deals for everybody, but they weren't fair to the United States. They were sucking us dry, and you can't do that. Yeah, I saw last night where people were getting a little queasy. I think everything had. Well, the big move wasn't what I did today. The big move was what I did on Liberation Day. Sucking us dry.
Oh no, Mikey, no.
Now I know your fear.
And they were coming all over me.
And sucking us dry.
Oh my God.
Sucking us dry and sucking us dry and
there we go.
Oh no.
Teach you. I am flabbergasted that this I'm gonna go a little bit of a soapbox.
Okay.
I've always felt like the millennial generation has gotten the raw end of the stick. We've always gotten the shitty deal. Like between 9/11 happening and then the collapse, the first collapse, then the housing shit, the subprime mortgage loans, and then like the recession the first time, and then COVID, and then all like it has been ineptitude after ineptitude of the previous generations. I am so ready for y'all to be fucking gone, dog. Like, I am so ready for y'all to just fucking finally ride off into the sunset and get the fuck out of the way. Because this has been failure after failure after failure. Y'all have done shit for the generation that is to precede you. Nothing. You haven't fixed shit. The earth is on fire and everyone is broke. You fucking failed, dog. Like, just fucking completely wiped out our generational wealth in one fell swoop. Like, how fucking tragic. It's gonna take me and you, Tim. It'll take us our entire lives to get it to any sort of normal so that my kid could eventually, I don't know, do the next leg of the journey. Like, what craziness. Just let it all burn down as long as your 401k is great. And look what happened. Just sell us up Schitt's Creek. So crazy.
Speaking of crazy,
House Republican leaders have delayed a vote on the budget resolution bill after it lacked enough GOP support to get it across the finish line.
Oh! Do I smell dissent?
Can't pass their own budget bill.
That's funny.
Last night, House Speaker Mike Johnson says the vote will likely happen today instead, saying he's optimistic.
Right now, is
that from this morning?
Yes.
Did they do it?
I'm looking.
Okay.
a couple of different ideas on how we might change the numbers or how we might amend what the Senate sent over, maybe go to conference. There's a few different ideas on the table, and I'm very optimistic that we are going to get this job.
They did vote?
Yeah, they made some concessions and then they voted. They'd only passed by 2 votes. And by the way, they have a 7-vote majority now. That means 5 Republicans still voted against it.
Be the ones that were on TV.
CBS News congressional reporter Torian Small joins us now from Capitol Hill with more on what's at stake in this budget plan. Torian, good morning to you. So how much...
Don't he look like that elf from Rings of Power?
Yeah.
He do, right? That's him.
A little bit, yeah.
Black Legolas.
Might the House Speaker sway these GOP holdouts?
Well, good morning, Arrow. Like we've seen him do before in the past, he'll likely tap the White House, Donald Trump himself, to get these negotiations going with members of his own conference.
Why is he talking like that?
Yo, when did they let 15-year-olds be fucking White House reporters?
Hey, he's 15 with a mustache, dog.
Speaker Johnson has reiterated before the biggest hurdle is getting all 200 plus members of his caucus behind any massive legislation, especially considering folks within the far-right flank of his party, specifically those within the House Freedom Caucus, tend to be more fiscal conservative hawks, which is...
Yo, this motherfucking lawn care expert over here needs to stop driving back and forth underneath my goddamn window. Like you got over here, man. It's good. Brother, it's cut. Okay? It's cut.
Nah, he's got to pass over it a few more times just to make sure.
Man, I don't know why you keep blowing the shit directly back at the house anyway.
Been the biggest hang-up for many of...
Real quick, I will never forgive these motherfuckers because they weed whacked our wildflower garden that we had in the front for absolutely no reason.
We had landscapers last year that fucking destroyed our blueberry bushes
Like,
the same
come
way.
on. Don't just... Brother, it's cut. How many times you gonna cut the same shit? It ain't that big of a fucking yard.
The people that are on the fence. There's about a dozen Republicans who say the spending cuts included in the Senate budget resolution just don't go deep enough, especially to...
Yeah, cut more.
Yeah,
cut
that's
more.
You know what? Let's just get rid of the whole fucking thing, right?
Let's call the whole
Let's
thing
just-
off.
Let's call the whole thing off. We'll start again, and we'll just forget this whole fucking thing. Because like we're coming up on what 250 years. That's about enough.
Good enough.
I think it's good enough.
justify a $5 trillion bill. And this
$5
budget...
trillion. They wanna spend $5 trillion and cut taxes.
Republicans, MAGA, explain this. Explain why these people need $5 trillion in tax cuts. So they can onshore again? Why didn't they do that already? What were they waiting on? You are being robbed. Pay attention.
Yeah,
They're stealing everything. The whole thing.
The whole... Listen, all this, we're getting rid of the IRS, we're getting rid of Social Security, we're getting rid of Medicare and Medicaid. They're getting rid of every support system. They're defunding SNAP in this legislation.
Yep.
And they're not saying they're doing it, but they're defunding the Agricultural Committee, which
gives the money to SNAP.
Yeah, which gives the money to SNAP. So no food stamps, no Medicare, no Medicaid, no Social Security. They're destroying the social safety net that has been in place since fucking FDR. They're destroying the New Deal.
And then on top of it, all of the regulators, all of the inspectors general, all the people who would look out for fraud also fired. All the people who are supposed to take in tax revenue from these businesses just resigned.
Yeah.
All of your data and its security, all those people have resigned or been fired.
And guess what? The people in charge of enforcing the laws,
Also
they're on
gone.
Trump's side. They're on Trump's side.
Oh, yeah, except
Pam
for Pam
Bondi,
Bondi. Yeah.
Kash Patel, everyone in the Justice Department who was against all this Trump shit either resigned or was fired.
So what else do you like? What else are y'all waiting for it to be the sign that this is not going as he said in the campaign? None of this has anything to do with prices. He said, I want no war. We're not going to waste any more money on war. Immediately starts like 17 wars.
Yeah, right.
Says, I'm going to wipe out the entire population of Gaza and we'll move them somewhere real nice and it'll get paid for by magic. Like,
And they're bombing the shit out of Gaza again. So,
yeah.
you know, and they're doing some really crazy shit in the West Bank. So, like, everything that a lot of the shit that Trump promised, he's fucking doing. All the immigration stuff, all the tariff stuff. Like, he didn't lie about some of this stuff. And going after his political enemies, even though he said, and Kash Patel said, and they all said, well, we're not going to do that. We're not going to go after our political enemies like they did to us. They are absolutely doing that, just in a different way.
Going after law firms that represented,
right,
like going after the FBI agents who prosecuted January 6ers and gathered intel on them. They said, I want all of their names.
It's crazy.
Law and order, right?
Yeah, he's the law and order president. Remember that?
Plan is key for President Trump's agenda, and we've mentioned that a few times. So what's at stake for the president? Yeah, $175 billion to the border, as well as $150 billion to the military.
I thought the border was closed already.
I thought we were going to cut defense spending because we have to make government more efficient.
The border's closed. He closed the border, so why do they need more? Why do they need more money?
Why does the military-industrial complex need $150 billion more dollars? That's over $1 trillion now. They're like, oh, we gotta cut spending, not defense spending. Well, no, we could never cut our military budget, which eclipses every other country by like 10 times.
And the other part of this is like, and I don't think because especially on this side, we're kind of very, very anti-war. But the fact that, like, let's just take like a Tomahawk missile, right? Like, let's say we needed a Tomahawk missile to kill the aliens because the Martians are here and they're pissed.
Yeah.
It's one thing for us to have the U.S. government and our military to have deals with weapons manufacturers to give us the missiles at a decent price because we're going to be needing a lot of them, and it's for their own benefit as well. We don't get fucking deals on this shit. They have been jacking up the fucking prices.
Yeah.
Like a $21,000 missile is now like $400,000 a piece. You know what I mean? Like they're grifting on that side too. They're literally just inflating the fucking price of shit for no reason. And we keep paying it. Like at this point, why are we using American fucking missiles anymore? We can't afford them.
And, you know, when Elon was talking about, oh, we got to make sure that the government can pass an audit or whatever his bullshit was, fine. Make the Pentagon pass an audit.
One time. Just once.
Just once. The last time they passed an audit was a decade ago.
Because they're just inflating everything. It's all, you know, shaking hands. And, oh, yeah, how much can we charge? Oh, okay. Like the fact that they're overpricing, just like the fucking medicine, like all the fucking medical patents and all that shit made here, and then the American people pay 3 times more than our Western European counterparts. Like that's not fucking fair, dog. Like
it's a grift.
Yeah, you're grifting us, and just like they're grifting us on medicine, they're grifting us on fucking missiles and planes and all that shit. They're charging us way more than they need to. Way more. And it's out of the taxpayer budget, so nobody says anything because they say, you love America, don't you? You're a patriot, aren't you? Well, yeah, I'm a patriot, but why the fuck are you jacking up the price of missiles by fucking eight times, 8-fold? For what? Why would you do that to the American people? But we don't see it that way.
Lifts the debt ceiling to allow for an extension of Trump's 2017 tax cuts. All very appealing things to Republicans across the board. We see that Truth Social post from Donald Trump this morning encouraging Republicans to move forward with this now. But again, the biggest hangup is just the price tag for this. Republicans like Chip Roy, like Victoria Spartz, are looking to see deeper spending cuts before they could endorse this bill.
And Torian, I want to ask you about Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, because on the Democratic side, he's really been front and center of late. He sat down with CBS News.
You know they finna deport his ass.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Costa recently and CNN last night. What kind of leadership role does it seem that he's playing these days?
Well, as you mentioned, Bernie Sanders has always been an
The Unfinished Sock says in this side chat, the Bin Podcast Network, don't crash the country, like and share the stream instead. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Finally. Sock gets it.
Also, Unfinished Journey said, "Hail Mustache Kid."
independent, right? He's just caucused with Democrats, but he's looking to increase his influence with the party because he sees this as an opportunity to really be that voice of opposition to Donald Trump, his very successful oligarchy tours that he's been going.
Bernie holding it down.
Yeah,
on
guys, why are we making 80-year-old Bernie Sanders the guy to go to on this? He's tired. Let him live in Vermont in peace. Someone else take the torch. It doesn't have to be Bernie. He's not even a Democrat.
Right.
Someone in the Democratic Party needs to step up, and I know AOC's in the picture with him right there, and she is the future president.
Yes.
But come on, guys.
Oh, girl, baby girl. Oh.
Bernie is my hero. However, he deserves to pass the torch. He deserves to rest for a bit.
It'll have to be us, Tim.
I know he's been on this for 30 or 40 years or whatever. Give him a break.
Somebody else step up, damn it. Or me and Tim are gonna do it, and you're not gonna fucking like it then.
You're not gonna like it.
You think you can talk crazy to anybody? Have you lost your mind?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the House has been drawing quite the interest from progressives, but he's looking to challenge those within the Democratic Party to go further to the left and talk about those issues, those dinner table issues that he believes resonates with everyone, not with just Democrat voters. He's not necessarily pushing for a leadership role just yet, but he is challenging Democrats to start embracing more of these progressive ideals that he believes can reach across the aisle era.
Yeah, ideals he's been consistent about. Torian Small, thanks.
Scott in the chat says, you got to hand it to Bernie. He's almost, not quite, the only person holding government to account. Which is a damn shame. We have failed Bernie.
Poor Bernie. Mikey, I put one more clip in the chat.
Oh, you did?
I did. And I know that this is an oldie. This is an oldie. But I think it almost perfectly aligns with what's going on today. And it's more soothsaying. I don't know what to tell people. This is my soapbox. This is how I feel.
So I figured out their shooting scheme. They just do tight zooms on his face. Look, if I run it backwards.
Yeah. Oh, so they just zoom in when he's trying to make points.
Or are they zooming out? No, they zoom in while he's talking, and then they cut.
Yeah.
And then switch cameras. Okay. We're not doing that.
If you ever wanted to cover news, that's how you do it.
I could do that if I set up two shots, and if I just made a duplicate and then just made one bigger, one smaller. I can do that zoom in for you. Here, let me try it. I want to try it now. Hold on, guys. We're going to try something. This is going to be fun. Okay. This is the second one. So I will
oh no.
Like this. Hold on.
I'm giant now.
That's right, you are. And you're going to like it.
This is too much pressure.
You're going to be fine.
Oh,
Everything's fine. Is it this thing? How do I do I think it's motion. Yeah. No.
What are we doing?
Yeah. That's right. Then we'll do it over 1500. Okay.
I feel like my head's about to get really big.
No. It's totally fine. Everything's fine. Just look right down the barrel. And then, it faded. God bless it. Whatever.
Oh, I saw.
You see the vision? Hold on, let me try.
Yeah, I see the vision.
Oh wait, I did the wrong one. Hold on.
Okay.
Change this to, what is it called? It's not shuffle. Wipe?
I don't like the focus being on me this long.
So it's okay. You're a comedian. You're built for this. All right, let me
knock
try it.
knock. I played
No.
a knock knock joke with Brenna earlier in the chat.
How'd it go?
She didn't like it.
Typical Brenna.
I know.
Doesn't think we're very funny.
Doesn't think we're so. All right, this clip. I know Keith Olbermann. I get it. It is from 13 years ago.
Oh, more prophecies.
Yeah, for more prophecies. So I think we've seen this, but it's been a few years. This is about the 2012 budget crisis that the Republicans threw us into then. And I feel like most of the same points still hit. There's a few weird things, but most of it is like 100% dead on.
Oh boy.
80% of the time it works every time.
I close as promised with a special comment on the debt deal. Our government has now given up the concept of right and wrong. We have in this deal declared that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all political incumbents are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are renomination, re-election, and the pursuit of hypocrisy. We have in this deal gone from the 4 freedoms to the 4 great hypocrisies. We have superseded Congress to facilitate $750 billion in domestic cuts, including Medicare, in order to end an artificially induced political hostage crisis over debt originating from the bills run up by a Republican president who funneled billions of taxpayer dollars to the military-industrial complex by unfunded, unnecessary, and unproductive wars, enabled in doing so by the very same Republican leaders who now cry for balanced budgets, and we have called it compromise. And those who defend it have called it a credit to a pragmatic president who wins some sort of political points, because having stood for almost nothing here, he gave away almost nothing for which he stood. It would be comical if it were not tragic. Either way, it is a signal moment in our history in which both parties have agreed and codified that the political structure of this nation shall now be based entirely on hypocrisy and political self-perpetuation.
WTF? Who's in charge?
I mean, where's the lie? Where's the lie?
First of the great hypocrisies, the committee. The Republican dogs can run back to their corporate masters and say they have forced $1.5 trillion in cuts and palmed off the responsibility for them on this nonsensical super Congress committee. For 2.5 brutal years, we have listened to these Tea Party mountebanks screech about the Constitution of the United States as if it were the revealed word and not the product of other, albeit far better, politicians. They demand the repeal of amendments they don't like and the strict interpretations of the ones they do, and the specific citation of authorization within the Constitution for every proposed act or expenditure or legislation except this one. Where does it say in the Constitution that the two houses of Congress can, in effect, create a third house to do their dirty work for them, to sacrifice a few congressmen and senators so the vast majority of incumbents can tell the voters they had nothing to do with this? This leads to the second of the great hypocrisies, how in the same breath the Republicans can create an extra constitutional super Congress and yet also demand a constitutional amendment to force the economic stupidity that would be a mandated balanced budget. Firstly, pick a side, ignore the Constitution or adhere to it. And of what value would this mandated balanced budget
I think
be?
they're clearly on the ignore the Constitution side at this point.
Which is amazing.
Our own history proves that at a time of economic crisis, if the businesses aren't spending and the consumers aren't spending, the government must spend. Our ancestors were the lab rats in the horrible experiments of the Hoover administration that brought on the Great Depression, in which the government curled up into a ball while it simultaneously insisted the economy should heal itself, when, in times of crisis, then and now, the economy turns out to be comprised entirely of a bunch of rich people who will sit on their money no matter if the country starves.
Amen.
Yep.
Forgotten in the Republican voodoo dance, dressed in the skins of the mythical balanced budget, triumphant over the severed...
The imagery is so Olbermann, man. Crushes it.
Head of short-term retrenchment that they can hold up to their moronic followers are the long-term implications of the mandated balanced budget.
Yo, when I be going off on Facebook on people, it's in my Keith Olbermann voice. I'll be hitting them with all the multi-syllable words.
And by the way, I know the Republicans haven't mentioned a balanced budget too many times this time around. It's in Project 2025.
They've been saying it. They were saying it in the clips we did.
So like
in the town halls when they were like, "Oh, how are you guys booing a balanced budget?"
Yeah, I mean they're not going after a constitutional amendment right now, but I'm sure it's coming up.
Good luck with that.
What happens if there's ever another war or another terrorist attack or another natural disaster or any other emergency that requires a government to spend $1 more than it has? A constitutional amendment denying us the right to run a deficit is madness, and it will be tested by catastrophe sooner than any of its authors with their underdeveloped imaginations that can count only contributions and votes can contemplate. And the third of the great hypocrisies is hidden inside the shell game that is this Super Congress. The Super Congress is supposed to...
I wonder what's on that paper, because he's definitely reading off a prompter. Is it just like turn to the camera in front of this piece of paper?
I'm sure the paper says you're crushing it, bro.
Keep going, Keith.
Cut evenly from domestic and...
It's written in cursive from his wife.
...defense spending. But if it cannot agree on those cuts, or Congress will not endorse them, there will be a trigger that automatically cuts $1.2 trillion or more. But those cuts will not necessarily come evenly from the Pentagon. We are presented with an agreement that seems to guarantee the gutting of every local...
Now the cat's trying to bust in here. Get out of here.
...sacred cow from the Defense Department, except if the congressmen and senators to whom the cows are sacred disagree and overrule or sabotage the Super Congress, or except if for some reason a 12-member committee split evenly along party lines can't manage to avoid finishing every damned vote 6-6. We're cutting defense, unless we're not. The fourth of the great hypocrisies is the evident agreement to not add any revenues to the process of cutting. Not only is the impetus to make human budget sacrifices out of the poor and dependent formalized, but the...
Yeah, here comes the really. This is the hard part. This is the truth part.
And Brenna says, "I was watching Countdown when I was a young lass. Me too. You know what I mean? So, is he the link? You know what I mean? Is he the one who put like the political skeptic bug and make sure you read the Constitution and make sure that the government is doing? Is he the patient zero for progressives?"
Did we get radicalized by Keith Olbermann?
Oh my.
You don't want zero problems, big fella.
The corporations are thus indemnified again and given more money not merely to spend on themselves and their own luxuries, but more vitally, they are given more money to spend on buying politicians, buying legislatures, buying courts, buying entire states, all of which can be directed like so many weapons in the service of one cause and one cause alone, making by statute and ruling the further protection of the wealthy at the expense of everybody else, untouchable, inviolable, permanent. The White House today boasted of loopholes to be closed and tax breaks to be rescinded later by a committee that is yet to be formed. There are no new taxes except the stealth ones enacted on 99 out of 100 Americans by this evil transaction. Every dollar cut from the safety net is another dollar added to the citizens' cost for education, for security, for...
And I don't know why. Maybe there's like a breakdown in civics, like knowledge. But people think tax cuts are literally just free. Like, no, that has to be funded in a way so that carve out for the taxes, assumed taxes for those groups of people will be there. Like, it's not just, okay, we'll just don't do it. We just won't do it this time. Like, it doesn't work like that.
I mean, that's the entire Republican plan this time around, right? They're cutting taxes in this budget, and they're trying to raise revenue through the tariffs, which is a tax on everyone.
And I think that's the part that isn't connected. Like, they have to raise the revenue so that the tax cuts that they're going to make are not going to affect how things run. Like, that's the goal. But at this point, they're just like, we'll just fucking do it anyway. We'll just do both, actually, anyway.
The
We
chat
won't
really
fund
likes
it.
the Keith Olbermann clip. I think we should just do a show of Keith Olbermann from now on.
Oh, you know what? You know what I'm thinking, Tim? I'm thinking Patreon exclusive.
Ooh, Patreon exclusive, yes.
We're gonna
Done.
go through each episode of the
Oh my
Keith
God.
Olbermann show that we can find, and we're gonna rate it on
Oh my
how
God.
true it is.
All right, that's done.
Yeah, I like that.
Sweet.
And maybe Brenna can come on because she loves him so fucking much.
Ah.
For health, for life itself. It is another dollar he can't spend on making a better life for himself, or at least his children. It is another dollar he must spend instead on simply keeping himself alive. Where is the outrage over these great hypocrisies? Do you expect it to come from a corrupt and corrupted media for whom access is of greater importance than criticizing the failure of a political party or defending those who don't buy newspapers or can't leap website paywalls or could not afford cable TV? Do you expect it to come from a cynical and manipulative political structure? Do you expect it from those elected officials who no longer know anything of government or governance, but only perceive how to get elected or how to pose in front of a camera and pretend to be leaders?
Where's the lie?
Oh my God, Keith, get out of our future!
Do you expect it from politicians themselves who will merely calculate whether or not it's right based on whether or not it will get them more contributions?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, it's 100%. That's all politicians are now.
Tons of mice. Get the Keith Olbermann show. Yes. Fucking yes. Love you tons.
Do you expect it will come from the great middle ground of this country?
The Olbermann report. I can't.
The Olbermann report. Oh my God.
With a population obsessed with entertainment, video games, social media, sports, and trivia? Where is the outrage to come from? From you. It will do no good to wait for the politicians to suddenly atone for their sins. They're too busy trying to keep their jobs to do their jobs. It will do no good to wait for the media to suddenly remember its origins as the free press, the watchdog of democracy envisioned by Jefferson. They are too busy trying to get exclusive details about exactly how the bank robbers emptied the public's pockets to give a damn about telling anybody what they looked like or which way they went. It will do no good to wait for the apolitical public to get a clue. They can't hear the clue through all the chatter and scandal and diversion and delusion and illusion. The betrayal of what this nation is supposed to be about did not begin with this deal, and it surely will not end with this deal. There is a tide pushing back the rights of each of us, and it has been artificially induced by union bashing and the sowing of hatreds and fears, and now this ever more institutionalized economic battering of the average American. It will continue and it will crush us because those who created it are organized and unified and hell-bent. And the only response is to be organized and unified and hell-bent in return. We must find again the energy and the purpose of the 1960s and early 1970s, and we must protest this deal and all the goddamn deals to come in the streets. We must arise non-violently but insistently. General strikes, boycotts, protests, sit-ins, non-cooperation, takeovers. But modern versions of that resistance, facilitated and amplified by a weapon our predecessors did not have, the glory that is instantaneous communication. It is from an old and almost cliched motion picture that the wisdom comes. First, you've got to get mad. I cannot say to you, meet here or there at this hour or that one, and we'll peacefully break the back of government that now exists merely to get its functionaries reelected. But I can say that the time is coming when the window for us to restore the control of our government to ourselves will close. And we had damn well better act before then.
Well,
because this...
I did this. Why can't you?
Deal is more than a tipping point in which the government goes from defending the safety net to gutting it. This is wrong. And while our...
Dude, that they said get Keith Olbermann off the air. He's spitting too hard.
Government has now declared that it has given up the concept of right and wrong. You and I have not and will not do so.
Legend.
Where's the lie?
Legend. Absolutely.
I'm just saying that, like, I that came up on my feed the other day, and like, I listened to it and I was like, has the window he's talking about already closed?
Because I think it was closed after Citizens United.
Well, I mean, this was the video that he put out. That video was 2 years after Citizens United. But like, have we gotten to like the critical point with Trump where it's too late? Is it already too late?
I think they're breaking a lot of shit. And then like a lot of that shit is either going to be a tough go to replace, or you know what I mean? Like, it won't be simply just telling all those people to come get your job back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the videos we watched today, he's breaking the Social Security Administration.
Yeah.
He's breaking the IRS. He already broke the DOJ. He's gonna continue. He broke the Department of Education. He's gonna keep going, department by department, fucking shit up and making it unrepairable.
Oh, what's this?
He's gonna.
Here we go.
He's gonna
breaking
turn government. Oh, sorry.
Breaking from Senator Adam Schiff. I'm demanding answers from the White House and Office of Government Ethics about whether anyone in the Trump family or administration profited off of this tariff chaos through insider trading.
Yeah.
If Democrats would have done this, which I would not put past them, Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't put it past them. Democrat or Republican, but doing this in this way and then just kind of, signaling to everybody.
And here we go, more voting rights stuff. The House just passed the bill requiring proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections. Proof of citizenship.
Which means birth certificate.
Birth certificate or passport.
And then this is the attack on married women.
Yeah.
Because what they'll do is they will throw out your ballot if your birth certificate name doesn't match your driver's license name. Because you got married.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's fucking every day it's something crazy and different, and that's what they want. They want everyone to be freaked out every single day about the 10,000 things they're trying to do at once. So all this shit gets like slips by.
But I think this is the distraction for the tax cuts. Like all of this social shit, even these deportations, they'll probably go get those people. You know what I mean? In some alternate universe, they'll just go grab them back, and then they'll just kind of do it quietly and pay them out and all that shit. They'll in an alternate reality, that's what happens. But they really thought that they were going to be able to get this tax shit through like lickety split, and it has taken way too long. They have stalled long enough. Everybody is like, "Where the fuck is my money?" And he has not produced a fucking thing. And then he tried to do this radical tariff bullshit to try to distract everybody away from this tax thing again. Like they're trying to like this is all about stealing the fucking money.
Yeah.
This is a stick up.
It's about stealing the money and make sure that everything is broken on your way out so no one can figure out what happened.
Right. That's why they got rid of first thing they did on day like 3. Get rid of all these inspectors generals. All of them.
Yeah.
Get rid of them. We don't need nobody looking into what, you know what I mean? Like this is all covering their tracks. And then what's Trump going to say? I don't know why the government failed. I was just trying to help us.
And then like you had fucking that Signalgate thing, which obviously they didn't expect to happen because who would have thought you'd accidentally invite a reporter to a war chat,
which is hilarious.
But no one is facing consequences for that. No one. And when they asked Kash Patel, "Hey, what are you going to do with the FBI to investigate this?" He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there."
I knew I saved something from last night. We got one more.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
A war of words is brewing over US Vice President J.D. Vance's recent comments about, quote, Chinese peasants. On Tuesday, Beijing slammed Vance for his comments that have drawn widespread ire and ridicule on China's internet in comparisons with Vance's own self-proclaimed hillbilly background. Our Will Ripley has the story.
Couch fucker.
Well, good morning, everybody.
The American hillbilly versus China's so-called peasants. It all started with this.
And to make it a little
Oh,
bit
yes,
more
we watched
crystal
this video. We watched the original. Yeah, we saw the original.
clear, we borrow
Talking to
money
this guy about tariffs. It was on Unboxed.
Oh, that's right.
from Chinese peasants to buy the things those Chinese peasants manufacture. From Chinese peasants.
Vance's Chinese peasants comment reaching Beijing within hours.
Okay, so this is funny because they didn't really edit this because I paused this to read it the first time through. This person says, generally, how does a vice president get away with calling Chinese people peasants in 2025? Holy shit. I mean, and then the bottom one says, I mean, so ignorant calling Chinese people that. Clearly he needs a trip to China.
Government's response? Swift and scathing.
Chinese peasants are enjoying the world's largest high-speed rail network, the most advanced EV cars. They live on one of the safest countries in the world with little crime. They have more affordable and better, I think it's standards of living. Does it go down? No, let me go back.
And that's like, that shit is true. Like I said, China since the 80s has been building a middle class, and the middle class in China is a lot better off than the middle class here, because we are destroying the middle class currently.
Is this at the high? Yeah. The bottom one says USA cannot get dumber than this. Is he aware that China is thousands of years ahead of the USA in development, and the whole world has moved on from the supremacist white men complex?
Hilarious.
And scathing.
It's both astonishing and lamentable to hear this vice president make such ignorant and disrespectful remarks.
On China's tightly controlled internet, government censors are allowing Vance's interview to go viral.
I wonder why.
They lifted the fucking ban on fucking CNN
Listen,
interviews.
The Chinese government is not full of like, they're not like, we have an adversarial relationship with China. We've gone over this. Politically, economically, we have an adversarial relationship with China.
Yo. Brenna says he's helping make Americans peasants, not China. That's what it's MAPA. Make Americans peasants again.
And the Chinese government has done some terrible shit to its own people.
Yes.
So they're not the good guys here.
No. But we're joining them in the bad guy category.
Yeah, right. But neither are we. Once again, why are we the bad guys now?
Amplifying the outrage, igniting anger and sarcasm. Have you said thank you for the money we lent you?
Damn, son.
Oh, shit.
Damn. Dang.
With those when I went through puberty. Honka honka, we're all gonna die. Anyway,
damn, just blew up our whole face. She just mushed our shit. We just got mushed.
That could even be a callback to when Vance told Zelensky to be thankful for what we did for Ukraine.
That's exactly what that is.
Whoever this is, they got chops.
That's damn. Put the gloves back on, bro.
Anger
you didn't have to do all that.
Sarcasm.
Chill.
Have you said thank you for the money we lent you? A reference to China.
And you bringing up the fact that we broke and we out here just stunting, going paycheck to paycheck, living in a lifestyle that we can't afford. You ain't have to say it like that.
Being the second largest foreign.
Like when that Eddie Murphy joke we was talking about the ice cream. He's like, and your dad is an alcoholic. Like, you didn't have to alcoholic us. Damn.
Holder of U.S. government debt, and that infamous Oval Office exchange with Ukraine's president.
You should be thanking the president.
One hashtag about the Chinese peasants remark shot to the top of China's Twitter-like platform Weibo, with millions of views and counting. Many comments boasting of China's modern achievements. Look, this is their true face.
Yo, they can stop making robots though.
Yeah, don't cut that out.
This is their true face. I am not a white racist. We're gonna
I
have to
am
get
not
out
a
of here.
racist.
We're gonna have to get out of here, Tom.
Yeah, this is.
We're gonna
this is
have
not
to.
going.
We're gonna have to dip.
Arrogant and rude as always. We may be.
Bro is over here. Got. He got everybody thinking we all the white supremacists. Like, hold on, y'all. Hold on. There's nuance. There's nuance here.
Peasants, but we have the world's best high-speed rail, the most powerful logistics, and leading AI and drone technologies. Aren't such peasants quite impressive? Former Global Times editor Hu Xijin posted on Weibo, this true peasant who came out of rural America seems to lack perspective. Many people are urging him to visit China and see reality with his own eyes. Many in China are interpreting Vance's comments as describing all Chinese people. Some even referencing Vance's memoir and movie.
How many times have you seen this?
As one social media post put it, the author of Hillbilly Elegy is calling Chinese peasants? Really?
Bro, they cooking you.
Incidentally, Hillbilly Elegy was
couch fucker.
translated into Mandarin. It's actually
Yeah, look at this. Look at this peasant city behind him
Yeah,
in
like,
Taiwan.
you could probably say that about China in like the 80s and the 90s, like because it still was not. It was a less developed country.
Right.
But now, now their economy is slowing down a little bit, but that's after decades of growth.
Oh, fucking Christy in the chat says, I don't think they mean all Americans, Mikey. Oh, they are. Savage.
a bestseller in China. But the vice president's soundbite has spiraled into
No,
yet
he is
another
not a
war
serious
of words
person, Diz.
between the U.S. and China. Many Chinese are calling his remark proof of what they call American arrogance, as if U.S.-China tensions weren't bad enough over things like tariffs, technology, Taiwan. CNN has reached out to J.D. Vance's office for comment, and so far, nothing. Will Ripley,
I wonder why.
CNN.
Maybe there's a new couch.
Type A.
Have you seen all the
Well, China
JD
now
Vance
facing
fucking memes? Have you
Yeah,
seen
they're
all the
gross.
memes? Yeah,
They're
like
really cringe.
it's really ridiculous how many unserious people are in serious positions,
right?
And like we all just have to deal with it for some reason. Like,
oh my god, hold on.
Like JD Vance and fucking Kash Patel and that idiot who's apparently our trade representative and Pam Bondi and all these other motherfuckers who are completely unserious people. And they're in positions where we have to take them seriously.
This is the main story.
Oh
I didn't
my
even
God.
tell you. Did you see this?
What is this? What is he playing?
Dude, I'm not even going to tell you anything. Full screen. I'm going to read this out, but chatbots be kind.
That's
hey, my Tesla won't charge since I installed Windows XP on it. Any advice?
Not playing Diablo.
This is Path of Exile, I think.
Oh, Path of Exile. Okay, the game that he's supposed to be like a top-ranked player at.
Yes. Elon, help! I'm stuck in my Cybertruck and it's smoking. And then this guy says, "Leave NASA alone, Elon."
This chat is unhinged.
Leave NASA alone, Neil Assa alone. See how he's like being real dismissive, and see how he's like got that little shit-eating grin. Let's see if it can he can hold on to it. Dude saying he can't breathe in the Cybertruck. Please pick up Elon from Quinn Biggest Clown. Keep playing, Elon. Ignore the haters and bad language people. You're doing a good job. Also, Triple G failed a bit with this leak and update.
Oh, that's a Elon bro.
Yeah. Standard auto Legolas. Come on now. I am your lost son. Look at me. Father Elon. Stonks, NB. Can I get a free Tesla? Elon, this is your mama. I haven't talked to you in minutes. Like, they're eating his ass alive in chat. Get your claws away from my man, y'all. I am your lost son. I am your lost son. I am your lost son.
Oh my god.
Elon, it's me, Ashley St. Clair. I have no other means of contacting you, so I bought a PoE2 early access just for this. Please pay your child support. Thank you, Elon. Over and over.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Hold on. People putting in random fucking numbers and shit. Probably a fucking virus. Ha 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 ha. Elon, it's me, Ashley. When money, when Tesla again. Hey, Elon, I'm also pregnant. Where's your smile at, dog? You having a good stream? Elon, you suck ass, and you're so ugly, man. Look at your face. What the fuck is that? This is typical chats. You have ruined the USA. Then someone else says, for how long you plan to stream?
Elon. That's Elon that said that.
Which one?
The second one, for how long do you plan to stream?
No, that his is Kekius Maximus. This is Kekia Maxima.
Oh, I see.
So someone's stole his name. So then someone says fuck Trump, and then here's someone, hello. Just
hello.
Like just not reading the room at all. Just like, I want to say hello here. I have arrived.
Installing continuity checks.
And from what I hear, he has no idea how to play this game, right? No. He doesn't. He dies in the tutorial, I think.
Hardcore John Wick is cooking his ass. Says, Elon, how is it possible to look this dumb and ugly? Why is your Tesla company falling apart? Ah ha 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 ha. What happened, buddy? Over and over in the chat.
Oh wait, there's one that says, yo, since you suck so much, I can help you through Act 1. Ignored him.
So what's up with the tariffs, bro? Thank you, Elon Musk, for inventing not paying child support. Cooking his ass. Go to the
Elon,
web chat.
what the fuck are you doing in this game, bro?
You don't know.
Just out there.
Where's the smile at? Where's your smile at? Tell this is going to $0. Sell while you can. Oh, here's my favorite one. Still not over Grimes. She never loved you.
Oh shit.
Over and over and over. Their name is Elon Musk is pathetic. I love it. Tons would be proud. Tons, is this your work?
Yeah, Tons, is this you?
Tons must have had them at the regional training facility. Look, it's just taking over the screen. There's too many of them. Trying to act like he's not bothered by it. He's like, I don't miss her. I don't miss her. She misses me. You ruined the country just like you ruined all your marriages. Oh.
Oh my god. I like the George Soros's mom says, please hire me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Anyone's spamming the chat? Let me get.
Your
Bro, they're
daughter
not
was
gonna
right.
stop.
It said your
They're
daughter
not
was
gonna
right.
stop.
Let me get.
There we go. From Monster Headhuntress. Your daughter was right. It's getting to him. Getting all twitchy.
Corruption has twisted his
Look at him. You still having fun there, buddy? Dump Tesla.
Oh, there you go, Mikey. The bottom there. Remember when Hassan had Grimes and your daughter Vivian on stream to fuck with you?
Good times. Because you know he's reading all of it because he's such an egomaniac. He can't just ignore it. You have no real friends and will die alone.
Wow, and the P word's in there. All right.
The spamming trans rights.
Oh, lost connection.
You lost connection.
Connection lost.
Man, there's no connection lost, bro. If you're still fucking streaming. So I heard about this. I never actually seen the video, but I heard about this. So he was doing that while he was like on his private jet, and he was trying to prove how great Starlink is as an ISP. So for you to say I lost connection, that means it's because of Starlink, bro.
Because it sucks.
Because it fucking sucks. Damn.
That's how you troll.
I don't know what he expects, man. Also, he sucks at that game.
You have to be a hero internally to be a hero in a video game.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
I've never played PoE, but it looks very similar to Diablo, and he wasn't fucking playing it right, man.
Do we need to finish this one? What is this?
I don't think so.
104% tax on its goods entering the United States is also hitting back. Beijing announcing it will retaliate with.
The thing is, like, I saved this clip like a day and a half ago, and it's already obsolete.
Right. I mean, that's how fast stuff's moving, man.
This guy, I want to see what these guys' fucking portfolios look like.
Right.
With China. Take a listen to what Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said this morning.
They have the most imbalanced economy in the history of the modern world. And, I can tell you that this escalation is a loser for them. That they have some very smart, the economists, the academicians, technocrats within their bureaucracy, and they would be telling the leadership that we do not have the edge here. They are the surplus country, that their exports to the U.S. are 5 times our exports to China. So they can raise their tariff.
They agreed to do it cheaper than we would.
Also, I don't get what their obsession is with trade deficits. I don't get it.
I don't know.
They see the word deficit and they're like, "Oh, this must be bad."
And the whole thing is like, if you're worried that like certain medicines need to be made here or that certain amount of our clothing needs to be made here, that's an argument to make. But you don't make that argument by shattering every trade deal we have until we set up our own shit. Like this, he's just weird. Like, I think, again, he doesn't understand fundamentally what a fucking tariff is. He honestly thinks that he's going to be raising money by doing this. Oh, you're going to be raising money from the taxpayer. Stupid fuck.
Here's some breaking news. And once again, Trump fucked with the FAA
Oh boy.
A plane carrying 5 members of the U.S. House of Representatives clipped another plane at Reagan International Airport.
The one in D.C.?
Yeah.
Dude, that airport is fucking crazy. I would not be flying out of there. I will take a bus to Jersey and fly out of Jersey.
They clipped each other on the runway, so everyone's...
Yeah.
Just confirmed that everyone's safe here. Yes, it looks like everyone is safe. But, like, what the fuck is going on? It's not efficient to make government more dangerous.
It's not on the... There's not a video of it up yet.
No, it's too new, I think.
Yeah, this is all from 2 months ago. Well, the cell phone... oh, you know what? Let me go to TikTok. TikTok usually has shit out.
Members of Congress were on a plane that hit another plane. You think they're finally going to do something about it?
No. They're just going to stop flying. DC plane crash 4:10.
The article says it happened at 2:45 Eastern time. Or not 2:45, 12:45. So it was a few hours ago. They said that while we were waiting to take off on the runway, another plane struck our wing. Thankfully, everyone is safe. Just a reminder, recent cuts to the FAA weakened our skies and public safety.
This is crazy. Well, let's give everybody a little hope for the future. Tim, on Friday, do you want to play some Black Ops 6 with me? It's on a free trial basis if any of you viewers want to play along with us. I want to play some prop hunt.
Yeah, we can do it like Friday afternoon.
Do some prop hunt. Fucking dress up like a vase or a safety cone and hide. That'll be fun. Lord have mercy.
I think I still have that downloaded.
Nice. All right, we're getting out of here, y'all. I gotta go feed kiddo.
Yeah, we'll see you tonight for Unbox Politics.
We'll unbox your politics. Enjoy the Roland Martin song.
Like and subscribe on YouTube and become a patron on Patreon, and we'll do that. What are we calling it? The Keith Olbermann Show?
The Olbermann Report.
The Olbermann Report?
Oh wait, is Graham live?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and read.
That's a pretty big pop.
Can I redirect?
That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So...
he said the thing.
It's an old. It's a long clip.
Yeah, but it's a JD Vance joke, so it's fine.
Oh.
Get it? Because he fucks couches.
Him and that couch. 2 peas in the pod. No, he's already done.
I'm just saying, whenever JD Vance comes over, make sure you put plastic on all your furniture.
Or don't do so at your own peril.
I did this. Why can't you?
Oh no, the song's not playing.
Well, no.
I did this.
Is it playing?
Why can't you?
Yes, I can hear it on the stream.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to hear it. This is bullshit. How come we can't hear it?
I don't know, but I also can't hear it on the stream now. It was there for a few seconds.
Oh, really? All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Properties.
Why can't you?
Have you ever been wrong? I
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
not going to the output.
Hey, the trade war with China is also tanking the price of oil.
I did this. Why can't you?
There we go.
What? Why can't you? Why can't you?
Why can't you?
Why can't you?